Hello, book friends. It's that time again. I am here to share the latest book box from Small Home Comforts. Today I'm going to unbox the winter book box. I have lots to share with you today. And then if you are new to Small Home Comforts, I'm going to share all of the 8 prior titles from all of the Small Home Comforts book boxes so you can see how cozy, comforting, and charming this book box subscription is. Hello, I'm Jen and welcome back to my reading life. Today I'm here to do another Small Home Comforts book unboxing. I'm so excited. I have not cracked open this box yet. This is the winter book box. And I do want to say up front that Beth does gift these boxes to me every quarter in exchange for me sharing them with you in a video. But I do want to say that all of the opinions expressed in here are my own. I love these boxes. I would buy them even if Beth didn't send them to me. They're so wonderful. And as I said in the beginning, if you are new to Small Home Comforts, if you don't know anything about these book boxes, stay tuned to the end because I'm going to share all about the subscriptions and I'm going to share all of the 8 prior book titles that came in the first 2 years of the Small Home Comforts book boxes. But first up, let us get into the winter book box. Now, I do want to say that currently subscriptions are closed for the Small Home Comforts book boxes. They are going to reopen again for the spring box. So if you do not want to miss getting yourself a spring box and signing up for a subscription, make sure you head over to Beth's website and sign up for her mailing list. I have her website linked down in the description box below, so be sure to head there after you watch this video and sign up so that you will be in the know when subscriptions reopen. But this will be a good little teaser for you so you can see the types of things you will get in the Small Home Comforts book box. And Beth does do something that makes these boxes a little bit extra special that I have not yet seen with another book subscription box, and I'll share that in just a few minutes. But for now, let's unbox this. So I'm going to open it up for you guys so you can see what it looks like when it arrives. So beautifully and carefully wrapped by Beth. Look at that. Beautiful. Everything is nice and safely tucked inside there. These boxes are perfect for regifting or if you need to mail a package of some sort. I do hang on to these and they have come in so handy, especially at the holidays. And then once you open it up, there'll be a little envelope with your name on it and some little goodies inside. And then of course, all of the items are carefully wrapped. Beth always puts a seal on the back of the envelope. I love that. Just adds so much character and charm to these boxes. So inside of this envelope are some cards with some information. So there's a little thank you note from Beth. There are some product notes. There are some notes about the book. And there's always a further reading card. And I love that because, you know, I'm a big fan of finding books similar to books that I already love. I'm not going to share these in detail because you'll see them if you have a subscription, but gorgeous. The cards are all different in every box so that they match the color scheme for each box. So lovely. Save those to look at in detail later. Now, I always like to save the book for the end, so that is what I will do today. I am going to start off with this little bubble wrapped item here. Again, if you are new to Small Home Comforts, every box includes a candle. So that is one of the gift items that you receive with your book. And the candle is usually sourced from another small business, and it has something to do with the book itself. I'm going to smell it, and then I will look at the product notes and see if I can guess what the scent is. Ooh, oh my gosh. It smells like brown sugar, like cookie dough. Oh, this may be my favorite candle yet. That's so good. Okay, so let us see what it says about the candle. The Sunday morning candle was created and hand poured by Kat at Old Route 40. Beth chose it to allude to a chapter in this book that is apparently takes place over breakfast. And so she wanted a candle that reflected the moment with a bit of coffee scent and also the warmth of maple and vanilla. Okay. Oh, now I am getting hints of coffee. Definitely maple and vanilla. That seems to be like the forefront notes of the candle. But there is a little back end of coffee. Oh my gosh, you guys. This smells so, so good. Now, of course, Beth wraps up the candles herself. I'm going to unwrap it so you can see what it looks like. You do need to unwrap them before you burn them because obviously you don't want to catch the wrapper on fire when you are burning it. If I can do this. There we go. So yes, this is the Sunday morning candle. Beautiful. I love this little glass jar. All the glass jars are so lovely and can be reused once you've burned your candles for other purposes. So I love that. It's like a multi-purpose gift. I may have to burn this as soon as I turn this video off. That is so good. As I mentioned before, I'm going to save the book for the end. So I will set that aside for now. And then another item that you always receive in your box is some kind of tea. And you know how I feel about tea. And so I always love to see what is included. So in this one, we have Sunshine Cottage Cozy Cottage Tea. That sounds lovely. Creamy vanilla, cinnamon, rose, and jasmine combine to create a truly comforting blend. Oh, I love what it says on the back here. It says, making tea. It is worth taking the time to produce a good cuppa. Love that. Yes, I 100% agree that it is worth taking time to brew a cuppa every day, multiple times a day. That sounds lovely. Can't wait to give that a taste. And then you also get some additional small bookish items in your box. Let us see what they are this time. Ooh. So you always receive a Small Home Comforts bookmark, which is so, so lovely. You can never have too many bookmarks. And then Beth also includes tea sachets, so you can make your own tea bags out of the loose leaf tea. That's such a thoughtful little addition to these boxes. And then I think there are some stickers in here. Oh my goodness. So cute. Little bow stickers. Oh my goodness. It matches my sweater. Look at that. Those bows, that bow, and then there's two more. Aren't those adorable? I am really wanting to send more letters and cards this year. So I think somebody's going to be getting some bow stickers on there, on a card or letter from me this year. Ooh, lovely. And then this includes a lovely rose bath bomb. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Just looking at the product notes for this bath bomb. So this was crafted by Jamie and Jackie, the duo behind the Story Bath Company, a company that creates bath bombs inspired by wonderful stories. So they created this scent especially for the Small Home Comforts book box, and the bath bomb is in the shape of a book. Why, yes, it is. And apparently the rose alludes to an important scene at the end of the book. You'll know it when you read it. No spoilers. So lovely. The moment you've all been waiting for, I'm going to set the box aside so we can open the book and find out what it is. Again, everything is just so beautifully, lovingly wrapped. Beth does this all herself. She is a small business owner, and I know her family sometimes pitches in to help her, but she does so much of it on her own, and she does such a beautiful job. It's just a whole experience to open these boxes. Lucky for me, I get to do it with you guys. The winter book is always a classic, and this winter's book is, I need a drum roll here. An Old-Fashioned Girl by Louisa May Alcott. I am so thrilled to have this book. I have not read this book. In fact, the only Louisa May Alcott that I've read is Little Women, which I've read a few times, but I'm excited to read An Old-Fashioned Girl. This was originally serialized in July and August of 1869 in a magazine, and it revolves around Polly Milton, an old-fashioned and outmoded young girl with rural manners. One day, she goes to visit her affluent friend Fanny Shaw in the city and is overwhelmed by people's fashion and strange way of life. A timeless tale of new meets old, An Old-Fashioned Girl constitutes a classic of American literature that is not to be missed by fans and collectors of Alcott's wonderful work. So thrilled to have this in my collection, and what a beautiful edition of this book. I can't wait to get to this one. Now, I teased at the beginning of the video that there is something that Beth does with her book boxes that I think makes them extra special and makes them stand out from other book boxes that you could possibly receive. And that is the fact that not only is Beth sending out physical goods for you to receive in the mail, but she's also creating community. One of the benefits of receiving a Small Home Comforts book box is that you get to take part in an online discussion of the book. It usually takes place about 5 to 6 weeks after the boxes are received so that everyone has time to read the book, and then there is a QR code on this little note card that comes in your box. There's also an email that goes out to all of the subscribers with the link to the book discussion. But I just love that aspect of these boxes, that Beth is creating a community of cozy, comforting book lovers. And you know, I am a big proponent of cozy, comforting reading, and I just couldn't be more delighted to be a part of Beth's community as well. And I've only been able to attend one of the book discussions so far, but I'm hoping to attend more this year. And I just love that part of these boxes. I think it makes them so, so special. Now, a little bit of the details about Small Home Comforts. As I said, it is a small business run by my lovely friend, Beth. She does it all herself, and she really does try to source all of the products that go into her boxes from other small businesses. And I love that she is a small business supporting other small businesses. And this is a quarterly book box subscription, because I know sometimes book subscription boxes can feel a little overwhelming, especially if you're getting one every single month. Suddenly those books are piling up. But I really think having them spaced out, one, it makes it really exciting to receive the boxes when they come. And the fact that they only come out 4 times a year just adds to the special quality of the boxes. Now, each of the quarterly boxes has a theme. Winter's box contains a classic novel. Spring is light fiction. Summer is a middle grade book. And fall is a mystery. So that is what you can expect in each of the quarter's book boxes. Now, I think it goes without saying because the name is in the title of Beth's business, but the book boxes all contain comforting reads. And these are all books that I think you, viewers of my channel who like the types of cozy, comforting books that I share here, will really like this particular book box. I think you'll find that the books that Beth has selected, she has curated such a wonderful collection of books, and I'm thrilled to have every single one of them on my shelves. And I'm going to share all 8 of the prior titles that Beth has sent out with you right now so you can get an idea of the kinds of books that come in these boxes. And I really think that this might be the thing that makes you decide you want to sign up for the spring book box. First up, I'm going to start with the very first book title that came out, and that was one of the summer books, which, as I said, was a middle grade book. And the very first Small Home Comforts book was Understood Betsy by Dorothy Canfield Fisher. This is just the most charming, wonderful, heartwarming story, and I can't believe I didn't read this as a child. I wish I had, but I'm so glad I read it as an adult. And in this, of course, we are following Betsy, and she is an orphan, and she moves from one set of family members to another, and her life just changes and opens up. She's been kept very sheltered and kind of under the thumbs of her aunts, and she moves in with her cousins, and life changes for Betsy, and it's such a lovely story. It is set throughout the course of a year, so you kind of follow all the seasons. There is some lovely scenes at the holidays, so if you're looking for something to read around the holidays, I think this would make a lovely book, but really, it's a wonderful read anytime. So glad that I finally have this on my shelf, and I really think this set the tone for all of the book boxes to come. The second middle grade book that came out this past summer was The Moffats by Eleanor Estes. And again, this is another middle grade book. It is a family story about, of course, the Moffats and all of the children in the Moffat family. And they live in this little yellow house. And the Moffat children get themselves into all kinds of situations. And you just get to follow along. And they are, again, just such a darling family. And there are more books in the Moffats series. If you read this and love it, I have the second book sitting on my shelf waiting to be read. And I highly recommend this one. Again, another wonderful, cozy and charming middle grade book. And then moving on to the fall boxes, the very first mystery that we received as Small Home Comforts book box subscribers was Miss Silver Comes to Stay by Patricia Wentworth. And I had been wanting to read a Miss Silver mystery for a very long time. And I'm so glad that this came in my box. I absolutely love this. Miss Silver is such a wonderful character. If you're a fan of Miss Marple and those types of mysteries, you'll definitely enjoy Miss Silver. And I already have another book of hers on my shelf waiting to be read, and I can't wait to dive more into this series, but this one was a lovely start, and it's not the first book in the series. You don't really need to read the Miss Silver books in order, so I'd say you could start with this one because I did and I absolutely loved it. And then the second mystery that came in this past fall's book box was Death on the Cherwell by Mavis Doriel Hay. And this book is part of the British Library Crime Classics, which you know I'm a huge fan of. I haven't yet read this one, but I am very much looking forward to it. It is set at an Oxford women's college, and there's a secret society of this college that meet down by the river one day, and they find a drowned body. And then, of course, we follow along from there. I think this sounds like such a good read, and it is high on my TBR for 2026. Cannot wait to get to this one, but I just love this cover too. It sounds so good, and anything set at a school or university is right up my alley. Now, Beth has also done 2 holiday book boxes that were special boxes that were not part of her regular subscription box. So as I said, if you sign up for a subscription, you get a winter, spring, summer, and fall box. But again, for the past 2 years, she has done a holiday box. I don't know if she'll do one again for 2026. We will all just have to wait and see. But the first book that we received in the holiday box was the L.M. Montgomery Christmas Collection. And I mean, what is more cozy and comforting than L.M. Montgomery? And this is just a collection of Christmas stories by her. And I mean, this is just the most beautiful edition. I just love this. But it was so lovely to receive this in the first holiday box that went out. And then just back in December, the second holiday box came out, and the book that came in that one was Christmas at Fairacre by Miss Reed. And this is a collection of 3 holiday stories by Miss Reed. It includes The Christmas Mouse, No Holly for Miss Quinn, and Christmas at Fairacre School. And I haven't yet read this one. We are going to read The Christmas Mouse with the Cozy Reader Book Club this December. And so I'm just going to read the other 2 stories in this collection at the same time. And I am very much looking forward to it. I love this edition. It's so beautiful. Again, just so charming, cozy, delightful, all the things that I'm looking for in books. And of course, we already know what this winter box book was. I just showed it. But last winter's book box contained a book that was in my top 10 favorite books of 2025. This was the classic I didn't know I needed to read, and that was The Scarlet Pimpernel by Baroness Amuska Orczy. Ooh, I said her name right. I always struggle with her name. This classic is so fun. It is such an adventure story and a love story, and it is so pacey. It keeps you turning the pages. If you are looking for a classic that you aren't going to want to put down, definitely give The Scarlet Pimpernel a read. It is not a very long book, but it is just wonderful. And then go and watch the movie that was made of it with Jane Seymour. Also delightful. And I love this. And I'm so thankful to Beth for putting this in the winter box last year, because this was the classic I didn't know I needed to read. And then lastly, we have last year's spring book, which is of course a light fiction. And last year's book was by one of my very favorite authors, and it was Listening Valley by D.E. Stevenson. I mean, what else can I say except that I love D.E. Stevenson. I loved Listening Valley. It was so wonderful. In this, we follow the story of Tanya. She has always lived in rural Scotland, and during World War II, she briefly ends up going to London and then ends up, for reasons you will find out, having to go back to Scotland, and her life really sort of changes and opens up. Again, it reminds me a little bit of like a grown-up version of Understood Betsy, where the main character has kind of led this sheltered life, and then through circumstances in the book, her life just opens up. And I don't know, that's just one of my favorite kinds of stories, I think. But I absolutely love this. You cannot go wrong with D.E. Stevenson in my book, and I cannot wait to see what the spring box book is going to be this year, because this one was fantastic. So these are the 8 books, well, I should say 9 books that Small Home Comforts have put out since their inception. And I love them all. I'm so thrilled to have every single one of these titles on my bookshelf. And I really think that if you enjoy the types of books that I share here on my channel, you will also enjoy the Small Home Comforts book box. It also makes a wonderful gift if you know of somebody who is in need of some cozy, comforting reads in their life. I really do love supporting small businesses, and I thank you all for helping to do that as well. And that will wrap it up for this unboxing of the Small Home Comforts Winter Book Box. I hope you enjoyed seeing this and seeing all the prior titles from the other book boxes. And let us chat down in the comments below. I would love to know, are you a subscriber to Small Home Comforts? Are you considering a subscription for yourself? Did any of the titles that I talked about that Beth has included in her boxes intrigue you or entice you to want to get a subscription? Let us chat all things cozy, comforting books down in the description box below. And if you're here and you made it this far, but you don't have anything you'd like to say, but you'd like to leave a comment because they do help my channel, why don't you leave some sort of gift box or box emoji or books and boxes emojis. Leave those in the comments. I so appreciate seeing them. And as I said, they really do help my channel, as do likes and hypes if you would like to hit either or both of those buttons. And if you're new here and you haven't yet joined my Cozy Bookish community, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. I share lots and lots of book recommendations and unboxings and book hauls and what I'm reading and books I love and seasonal recommendations, all kinds of good stuff. I hope you will stick around. I would love to have you stay. And that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll be back with another video very soon. And until then, I wish you a good book and a warm cuppa. Bye.